Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, 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 my spectacular audience. I want you guys to just come on in, come on in, come on in, make yourself comfortable, make yourself home. You have just chimed into Tracy Smalls' YouTube channel. And like I said, I welcome you guys. For surely when you chime into my YouTube channel, it is my channel, it is your channel, it is our channel. And I truly welcome you all. So come on in, come on in. Kick off those shoes if you'd like to do so. Grab your glass of cider as well. And like always, I would love to hear your comments. I'd love to hear your concerns. So please leave them for me. And that way we can have like a dialogue as opposed to a monologue. And if you will, please turn on the notification when you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And please don't forget to like and share. Alrighty. So on today, I wanted to come in very candidly and kind of give you a little picker-upper. Your inspiring words, that is your medication for today. And like always, it is so important. It is imperative that you take it on a daily basis so that you can get to your next blissful moments, seconds, so that you can live a life unapologetically. Alrighty? So I wanted to just talk on this subject matter. Get on fire for your life. And I'm going to show you a demonstration in regards to what I mean. It's like, get on fire for your life. And then when you're getting on fire or when you've gotten on fire for your life, our main objective is to make it contagious so that it can be like wildfire, so that it can just spread to each and every individual that we come in contact with. So always remember, getting on fire and staying on fire requires you to be able to always become contagious. And we're not setting that flame to simmer or die out or to die down. No, absolutely not. So if you ask, well, Tracy, how is it that you were able to get on fire and stay on fire for your life? Well, I come today to share with you all my personal testimony as to how it was I got on fire for my life and what transpired in my life that got me to a point where I literally got on fire for my life. Now, let me tell you a little of this about myself. I've always been a very optimistic chick, no matter what. I've always been self-approved, self-affirmed, and just really did not care too much about other people's perception of me because it was never like my reality. So what happened was 2017, I was dealt cards. When I tell you I was dealt cards that I wasn't expecting, that I didn't sign up for, that I didn't want. Them cards were dealt to me. And if you ask, well, what were the cards, Tracy, that was dealt to you? There were two different cancer diagnoses, 2017. So then I had to come to grips with the fact that, yes, indeed, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And I'm so grateful that when we caught it, it was zero stage. So grateful. High grade. So, of course, I asked the physician, well, what does that mean that it's high grade? So then he explained to me that, chances are it may come back. But lo and behold, I'm still here, 2020 of May. And it's been 3 years, so I am just like really grateful to still be cancer free of the breast cancer. And then I had this tumor growing in my left leg. Lo and behold, it was kind of like out of sight, out of mind. It didn't bother me. But then one day, but my intuition just told me, read up on it because it's literally fatty tissue, lipoma. But then when I found out, the chances are it can become cancerous. So then lo and behold, I said, okay, well, let's remove this tumor like, the physician recommended. When, of course, the tumor was removed, the pathologist read it, and it came back cancerous. Liposarcoma, which is a rare cancer of the deep soft tissues. So yes, I had to determine with those two diagnoses and with those cards that I was dealt that I did not sign up for, what was I going to do? Was I going to throw in the towel and give up on life and say, you know what, I got cancer. I'm about to die. I'm finna die. Or was I going to choose the latter and say, you know what, I'm going to continue to live the life out of life. I'm going to continue to be blissful. I'm going to continue to have lots and lots of vitality. I'm going to continue to live life courageously in my truth unapologetically. Yes, indeed, I chose the latter, to get on fire like never before for my life because it was dependent upon me. And not only was it dependent upon me, getting on fire for my life was dependent upon the people, the tribe that is on the sideline, that is awaiting to hear how was it that I was able to stay on fire for my life in 2017 after being diagnosed with two different types of cancer. Now, was that journey and those two diagnoses that was given to me in the cards that was dealt to me, was it an easy acceptance or was it an easy journey? Absolutely not. Were there days when my mind tried to play tricks on me and say, "Oh, Tracy, you got cancer, you finna die"? Absolutely. Were there days when I got sad? Absolutely. Were there days when I got depressed? Absolutely. But then what I had to come to terms with was the fact that with those two cancer diagnoses, I had to reprogram the way that I was thinking, my thought processing. Because my cognition was literally trying to play tricks on me. But I had to tell myself in my mind that life is all about a mind game change. And I've coined it to be just that. And that means mentally, let me show you, igniting non-stop determination, like setting that fire and keeping it burning no matter what, which equates to getting on fire, staying on fire for your life. So literally I had to tell myself, yes, life is all about a mind game change. And I'm going to repeat it again. Mentally igniting nonstop determination. So with that being said, when I was given the two cancer diagnoses, of course, I did 30 rounds to my left breast of radiation. And I mean, it was just sad in some days just to kind of see what actually took place with radiation. You know, the discoloration of my breast. And then with the removal of the tumor from my leg, you know, when I was going through recovery, not having complete functionality of my leg and the pain that came with, you know, recovering from surgery. But lo and behold, I was able to push through. I was able to make it. And then what I did to remain on fire for my life during those two life challenges, during the breast radiation treatment, I created a 30-day chart. And you say, well, Tracy, why did you create a 30-day chart? Well, what I did was I created the chart, and every morning before going to radiation, I was excited. And if you ask, well, Tracy, why were you excited to go to radiation, really? Well, what that signified to me was the fact that I would go to radiation, and then it meant that coming back, I got even more elated because it meant I could color out, mark out another day, which signified, you got this, girl. You got this. You're getting closer to finishing your 30 rounds of radiation. That's what my chart symbolized and signified. And yes, it kept me motivated. It kept me elated. It kept me pumped up. It kept me going in the midst of what I was going through. And then also the physician said, well, you know what? There are going to be days where you're going to be tired. So I said, okay, I got something for that. Again, I had to reprogram the way that I was thinking. I had to reprogram the way that my mind, I had to tell my mind what it was going to do, and my mind was not going to tell me how it was going to react to the situation. I had to literally take control of the way I was thinking. So I said, okay, the physician said I'd probably be tired. So I made a vow. I made a personal vow to myself. And I said, you know what, Tracy, what you're going to do to combat, you know, the fact of being tired is you will vow to work out for 30 days during radiation, whether it be for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And guess what? I successfully completed the vow that I made to myself, where yes, indeed, I worked out for those 30 days. Now, was it times when I just wanted to say, ugh, I am tired? Were there days when I verbalized that I was tired? Yes, absolutely. Now, was all of what I was going through, was it easy day to day in, day out? No, absolutely not. Was I determined to stay on fire for my life? Absolutely. So I say all that to say that when life throws us curveballs, when life throws us hiccups, when life throws us unexpected challenges in our lives, we've got a decision to make. Like I consciously made a decision to get on fire even more and stay on fire for my life no matter what. And then I told myself, Tracy, giving up, push it back. Because it's not on the negotiating table. I want you to declare and decree that yes, indeed, you're going to surpass these two cancer diagnoses because your tribe is awaiting to hear from you, awaiting on the sideline to hear your story. So yes, indeed, when we have storms in our lives, it's only to make beautiful stories. Come to that realization. That's all it is all about. To create something beautiful, something juicy. To make it juicy and beautiful, create a story that others will remember no matter what. That it would resonate not only in your inner spirit, but in somebody else's inner spirit. And that it tells somebody else that, yes, if Tracy was able to get on fire, stay on fire for her life during those cancer diagnoses and the adversities, as she was able to do it, I come today, my spectacular audience, to say, of course, you are able to do it as well. You are able to surpass whatever health challenges that you are going through. It's all about a mind game change. Mentally igniting nonstop determination, flourishing the mind with positivity, telling the mind that yes, indeed, I am healed. Yes, indeed, I am going to get on fire for my life. Yes, indeed, I'm going to stay on fire for my life. So what I want to share with you all is one very important point in terms of when we think of life throwing us curveballs unexpectedly, how is it that we surpass it? How was it that I surpassed it? What I had to come to terms with, what I really conceptualized within my being is the fact that, okay, Tracy, first and foremost, what you ought to do, what you should be doing, what you got to do is live in your truth, no matter what. Okay, you've been dealt these cards, deal with it. What are you going to do? So then I began to live unapologetically in my truth. I became even bolder. I begin to live life limitless. I begin to live life, like I said, in my truth, unapologetically. It's like I showed up. I showed up in the room. My presence set the stage. I showed up as the executive. I showed up as the boss. I showed up as the bomb.com. I showed up as the bag of chips that is to come. Bag of chips and some more. What I did was, as I continued to let my light shine and get on fire for my life, I allow my light to shine authentically. I allow my shine to not just shine, but I was able to beam in the space, in the room with others. And there were oftentimes people would say, when they saw me into a space or enter a space and we're interacting with other beings, they said, you know what? They will come up to me and say, I like your energy. I love your energy. So I say that to say, no matter what, when you think in terms of getting on fire for your life, you got to always remember, first and foremost, to show up unapologetically, show up in your truth, no matter what, courageously. And then, of course, there are going to be some people where your light may be a little too or too shining too much, or too bright for an individual. Yes, I've had that happen before, where I would look, people were literally just like mean mugging me, and I'm thinking, sister, bruh, I got nothing but love for you. Nothing but positivity. Come on, let's set this flame together. So what you do is, you don't tell somebody if your light is too shine or you're sparkling too much. You don't say, well, go put you on some shades. No, absolutely not. What you do to allow somebody so they can know how to get on fire and stay on fire for their lives, our responsibility to humanity is we teach, we tell, we show that individual. We give them the recommendations. We give them the tips. We give them the strategies to get on fire for their lives and stay on fire. So we don't ever tell anybody, if I'm too bright for you, I'm sparkling too much, then put you on some shades. No, that is not the solution. Because ultimately what we want to do is we want to serve humanity. I want to serve humanity. We should be willing to serve humanity with the best version of ourselves. So yes, indeed, we got to make sure that we're always staying on fire for our lives. And then two, what equates to getting on fire, staying on fire for your life is the fact that you got to create. I've got to create. We've got to create what we call our own merry-go-round. And that's what I like to call it. So you can twirl. I can twirl just like I want to on my own merry-go-round. I can hop. You can skip on that merry-go-round just like you choose to do so. I can jump on that merry-go-round like I choose to do so. You can, we can, because guess what? It's ours. It's our personalized DNA birthright to choose that, yes, we're going to indeed create our own merry-go-round so that we can spin just as we choose, so that we can soar just like we choose when we choose. And we can also create that merry-go-round, erase it if we choose to do so, if it's not applicable and if it's not working for us, so that we can continue to stay on fire for our lives. It is imperative, it's important to create our own reality and not allow somebody else's perception to be our reality when we think in terms of getting on fire. And then two, it's our merry-go-round. It's our personalized DNA birthright. We deserve it. We own it. It is just our personalized, like I said, DNA birthright. It's like you don't come in asking permission to be phenomenal. You don't come in asking permission to show up in your greatness, to show up in your awesomeness. No, I don't. You don't. We don't ask permission. We serve. We serve the fact that yes, indeed, we are here and we are going to live life unapologetically in our truth no matter what. And then two, if you allow, we allow someone else to put us on their merry-go-round, you're making executive boss move. You know, you're the captain. You have just signed your papers. You got your keys to your own home. You're making executive moves. Your firm is booming. You even now have staff. You have employees. You've gotten a promotion on your job. You pull up. You moving. You know, you in your drop top red Bentley, BMW. When you're on somebody else's merry-go-round, you've started going back to college to obtain your degree. Wow, that's awesome. But guess what? When we allow somebody to put us on their merry-go-round, when we think in terms of our executive moves that we're making, of our pivotal moves that we're making, that may be micro moves that becomes macro moves, they may dislike the fact that you're progressing and you're making major moves. So then they have the ability to kick you, kick me, kick us off their own merry-go-round. That's why I said it's imperative to create your own. Like I will always create my own. So like I said, it is so vital. I can't overemphasize the fact that when we think in terms of getting on fire for our lives, yes, indeed. Are there going to be days? Are there going to be moments? Are there going to be challenging times where you just want to say, you know what? I didn't ask for this. These cards I did not ask for. I did not sign up for. I'm pushing it back. The heck with it. I'm done. I can't deal with it. It's too overbearing. It is too much. Yes, indeed. There are going to be days, times when you just say, you know what? I'm ready. I want to throw in the towel. I can't handle any more pressure. It is just too much. Yes, we get in those states of being at times. But then that's where we got to flourish our mind with positivity. Make sure that we're sharpening our minds with positivity and we're feeding life into the situation. And we're telling that situation, we're telling that storm, we're telling that circumstance, yes, it's going to get better. Yes, it's got to get better. Yes, it will get better. That is how you continue to maintain a level of sanctity as well, and getting on fire and staying on fire for your life. So like I said, was my journey an easy one when I was dealt those cards in 2017? Absolutely not. But what I chose was to live life and live life and live life unapologetically. And like I said, that is one key point I want to leave with you all when you think in terms of the challenges that we sometimes face. Like I said, I'm going to reiterate it. Number one, you got to always make sure that you show up unapologetically. Live in your truth no matter what. And don't ask permission for greatness to be great. You're already great. Just show up in your greatness. And then you ask, like always, well, Tracy, what are we doing on today? What are we going to get in the delivery room and birth out? Because like always, we are always filled with possibilities. We are limitless. We are not in a box. And that comes with being bold. That comes with being courageous. So it is time to scrap up, put on those combat boots, scrap them up, get ready to go to war. And if you ask for Tracy, okay, what are we going in the delivery room and what are we birthing out? So here's what we're going to do, because it is the day. Today is the day to sound the alarm like never before. Today is to sound the cowbells like never before. It is the day to blow the whistles like never before. And if you say, well, Tracy, what are we doing all that for? We're getting in at that delivery room. We're going to push and we're going to push and we're going to push some more. The fact that no matter what life throws at us, whether it not be the best situation, the best circumstances, we're going to go in that delivery room and we're going to push out the fact that no matter what, we are going to always remember to get on fire and stay on fire for our lives no matter what. And then what I can do as well is I'm your sister. So I will be more than happy to grab a hold of your hand. You grab a hold of my hand. We grab a hold of each other's hand and we lock them together and we connect. so that we can push together, so that we can push together, so that we can push together. Because ultimately what we want to do is we want to serve humanity with our best, better versions. We want to be able to show up and let others know that, yes, you are a conqueror. You are more than a conqueror. You are more than enough. And yes, indeed, the cards that you were dealt, you can handle it. Because if you were not able to handle it, it would not have been dealt to me. It would not have been dealt to you. It would not have been dealt to us. So always, as I'm leaving you all, I want you all to always remember that no matter what, you have a decision to decide. If you want to stay on fire, get on fire for your life, or just give up, let it simmer down. But I highly recommend, like I said, to get on fire for your life no matter what. I don't care what the storm is, what the challenges, whether it be emotional challenges, financial challenges, physical challenges, spiritual challenges, whatever it is. I come to tell you, if no one's ever told you before, or if no one has told you lately, yes, indeed, you are phenomenal. Yes, indeed, you are the unforgettable one. Yes, indeed, you are the unimaginable one that becomes imaginable. Yes, you're going to leave a footprint, an imprint like never before, so that not only will they know and remember you getting on fire and staying on fire for your life, they will remember the beautiful story that you left, that you served them with. Because indeed, our duty is to serve humanity. So always remember, it's our duty, our responsibility to stay on fire no matter what. So in closing, I just want to say I truly appreciate you guys for joining and taking the journey with me. And always remember to be safe out there, and to always remember to live a life on purpose. And don't forget that, yes, indeed, you are, I am. We're going to stay on fire for our life. We're going to stay on fire for our lives no matter what. Alrighty? So you guys take care. Love you all. Love you.